Thank you for this opportunity to share our experiences in Georgia. Georgia became a member of ADB in 2007, and in the last 11 years, we have mobilized 2.8 billion in development assistance. Georgia not only is growing fast, but also evolving and developing fast. It has become a middle-income country during this period of partnership with ADB, and its development needs and priorities are evolving. Our team, the Georgia Resident Mission and the extended ADB teams working in Georgia, we have done an introspective and did an initial assessment. We saw that we were capturing one side of the prism, if the prism were the developments in the country and what we have done so far. And IED team was very well positioned to look at it from a different perspective. So joining our knowledge and information and findings allowed us to see the whole prism and shed light on what needs to be done further and to do more of what we have achieved well in partnership with the government and the other stakeholders. During this consultative and inclusive process of diagnostics, 4 particular areas emerged for attention. Regional cooperation and integration was an important element. Georgia's value proposition, among many other things, is its geographic location and its bilateral agreements with 32 countries. It is well positioned to leverage this and grow into a regional hub and a conduit for connectivity, transport, and trade connections. The second lesson that emerged was about regional disparities and addressing them through more inclusive engagement and investments. Looking at cities as economic drivers, looking to create employment opportunities that could help alleviate poverty, increase economic connectivity, and connect the regions to the national value chains, eventually to the global value chains. The third point was education and capacity development in the country. A big element of successfully implementing and sustaining the investments that are coming through is to ensure that the labor force is in place and the capacity is in place. We have since then agreed with the government to look at technical and vocational education and focus on secondary education, as well as providing policy support to crystallize the strategy for education sector reforms and to operationalize those reforms. Final point was about high technology solutions, for instance, looking at smart city development, looking at urban planning in a way that also incorporates livability of the urban spaces. Successful implementation of the recommendations that were emanating from the evaluation process would involve multiple levels of engagement and entry points. At the strategy level, it was a clear path. A lot of the lessons and the recommendations that emanated from evaluation closely echoed what our own understandings were in the country through our experiences and knowledge on the ground. They were also very much aligned with the government's development priorities, and they are prominently featured in the country partnership strategy. Second tier was country programming, looking at the areas that we can do more of and build on, given the experiences that we have in the country and the evaluation lessons that have filtered in. Those have been incorporated in not only the country operational program, but also the knowledge plan on an annual basis, as well as in the country partnership strategy coming up for 2019-2023. Third tier was the country operations on a day-to-day basis in terms of the design and the implementation of the project. The greater understanding and our ability to look further into how and why we can do more and better jointly with our counterparts and our IED colleagues allowed us to incorporate some of those lessons directly into the design and lead the way to mid-course correction and enhancements as needed as implementation continued. Final level was monitoring. We at Georgia Resident Mission developed with the government a monitoring mechanism and a database. We meet regularly with the government counterparts on a monthly basis, in addition to the quarterly regular portfolio review meetings. And we share a joint database at contract level, project level, sector level, and for the overall country portfolio. Building on this strength, on this joint finding, we look forward to developing higher value for Georgia, mobilizing all competencies of ADB as one ADB.